Alright, I could pause the budget. We don't want them cut off the thing because you know how them stay already. So that's Bujo's new song, Corona. So let's get right into it. Morning everybody. Morning everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Medz with me, Kamla the Ripe Mango. And of course, this week we are looking at coronavirus in Jamaica. There's nothing else to talk about really. Well, there are a few other things, but you don't know we're all preoccupied because we're on lockdown. Alright, so welcome everybody. As you come in, just share the link. Welcome to my YouTube subscribers and viewers as well. How everybody doing this morning? Let me say over there on YouTube. Let me start bigging up early. Morning, Lisa. You're number one. How are you? How are you, Lisa, over on YouTube? Alright, let us see what's going on over by Facebook. Alright. Morning, Ava. Morning, Tammy Faye. Alright, let me bring up my face. Alright, Samir, push the mic out of the shot. Alright, so good morning, Maxine, Carleen, Jenna, highly favored, Keitha, Kevin, Vidine, Anisha, Sharon, Garth Prince, Sky Lawson, Carleen. Morning, everybody. Morning. Alright, so we have a whole heap to talk about this morning. But first, let me tell you what we're going to be bringing on Anne-Marie, who is a resident of Bull Bay. And of course, by now, everybody knows Bull Bay is the first officially quarantined community in Jamaica because of the COVID-19. All right, so before we go into that, let me show you what's been going on. Passenger, I have to show this first because I just love it.
So you're doing the right thing, driver.
Minister, it's you? Welcome aboard, man.
Thank you very much, man. The public passenger transport sector is that body that can help stop the transmission. And we can do it in some simple steps. Disinfect your vehicle very often by spray or using wipes. Sanitize your hands or wash with soap and do it often. Advise your passengers to cover their mouth and nose if they are coughing or sneezing. Stay away from persons with flu-like symptoms. And if you are sick, stay at home. You know, driver, together we can conquer this. The public passenger industry can help to stop the spread of this virus if we just cooperate.
Yes, Minister, we just need all hands on board.
Seriously, I just love the ad there. Big up yourself, Minister Montague. I like that one day. And you know, unless you're living under a rock, you would know by now that Jamaica has a number of confirmed cases. There was a press release this morning from the ministry saying that there are now 15 preliminary confirmed cases. All right? So we realize that it is spreading. Okay? So by now, everybody know that, as I say, unless you live in, me no know. We know that Tuesday was the first confirmed case, patient 0. From then, we've been hearing of more and more confirmed cases. So what that means is that we all need to be extra careful. You know, we need not politicize this. And I'm going to come down very hard on all the political dunce heads today. I don't know what else to call them. God no. On both sides. Alright? First and foremost, you can't have people praying for the government to fail. You cannot have people praying for the government to fail because failure equals death in a case like this. Right? I give the Andrew Holness administration about a 85% right now for how they are dealing with this thing. This is not perfect, but they're doing, the proactivity that I've seen. Andrew Holness has really taken charge of the situation. And he's not my favorite politician, but I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Just know that because I have said this, I've come under a lot of heat for saying that, oh, he's doing a good job because of politics, we're not supposed to admit when somebody is doing good. You understand? And it cannot be that you have comrades out there who are praying for the government to fail. It makes absolutely no sense. Right? We're supposed to be encouraging them now. Let me tell you something. No matter which party you are affiliated to, right now is not the time for politics. It is not the time for politics. And I'm sick and tired of these political dunce heads just saying foolishness all in the name of politics. It don't make no sense. Right? Right now is a critical position we're in. If we're dead, we don't have no politics, you know. You understand? And bear in mind that corona won't kill perhaps the majority of us. But we see a 33-year-old healthy male doctor in China dead from this thing. We don't know. You understand? We really don't know. No, it's not the time for it. And on the flip side, no. I may think that the government is doing a good job, but that does not mean that they're doing a perfect job. So you idiots over by the other side now need to stop nitpicking everything that I post. Right? I mean, come on, man. The government is not doing a perfect job. There are things that they will not get right. For instance, the immigration officers are complaining that they are really and truly the first contact officers dealing with these suspected cases. When people coming into the island, them don't know. They need personal protective equipment. They need glass in front of their boots so that they're not exposed to people coughing and sneezing and the droplets coming on them. You understand? The nurses need more money. You can't be offering the nurses $3,000. Not even just the nurses, all healthcare practitioners, an extra $3,000 a day, and expect that it is going to suffice for them risking their lives. No. So whereas, by closing down the schools, by stopping functions all over the place, stopping public gatherings, he's doing a damn good job. That is what he's supposed to do, and I give him high marks for that. But he's not perfect, right? I don't want nobody when them see me making my suggestions or making my constructive criticism, because yes, I do criticize. I'm a nitpicker, and my kids can tell you that I've marked very hard. As a matter of fact, anybody who know me knows get very irritated when things are not done the way they're supposed to be done. You understand? But if you're doing a good job, I will say it. But if there is something that you can brush up on, I will also say it. No, it's not the time to be politicizing every damn thing. It is irritating. Right? We're seeing so many, right now we're seeing so many examples that irritate me of how Jamaicans can be so stupid. First and foremost, you have people threatening the lives of the relatives of patient zero. The woman that gave herself coronavirus? Did this woman say, okay, corona, come here and take on coronavirus, or did she unknowingly contract it? Did she know when she had, what you did to yourself? But I tell you to put on your sneakers, my children are home, sorry, I apologize. Put on your sneakers, you cannot be, okay, so he got all sorts of stuff to do. So him have football, him have to train in the morning before him start him school curriculum. Go put on your sneakers, you can't be training barefooted. Sorry about that. As I was saying, we cannot be in a situation where we are so backwards and illiterate that we're blaming somebody for getting sick. The lady didn't go out and get corona herself, right? Coronavirus, and this is why education is so important, and this is one thing that the government fell down on at the beginning. But then, as I said to you, it don't even seem to me that the government officials even understand this virus fully. Because I hear the chief medical officer saying that coronavirus, COVID-19 is only transmitted when the patient is symptomatic, and that is absolutely false. Every study that has been published has shown that this disease is novel in the way that it spreads, in that somebody that is completely asymptomatic, that is in the incubation period, actually spreads the disease. So this woman would have not had any symptoms, and she would have been spreading the disease like crazy. You understand? So we need education, and that's the only way we can overcome this, because at the end of the day, if we have an uneducated society, that is why so much foolishness going on. Imagine taxi men are refusing to carry nurses The nurses were going to the hospital to ensure that these patients who are sick, and them, mind you, them don't have coronavirus, the patients they're looking after. 4 in every 5 nurse that these people are supposed to carry are not nursing coronavirus patients. A matter of fact, is 9 out of every 10 of them. You understand? They are not nursing coronavirus patients. Probably 1 nurse in every, probably even less than that, nursing coronavirus patients. You understand? But because of the fear of the unknown, you have people behaving stupidly. And don't tell me, said, oh, them just afraid. You have to be logical with you. You can't be so stupid where you're going to not want to carry a nurse who is going to the hospital to perhaps save your life. You know, if you're going to drive down the road and a truck going to lick you out of the road and broke you up. Come on, man, we have to think. We have to think. We have to be humans, and we have to, where is humanity? We cannot be so cold. We cannot be so cold and callous as a people that, boy, it's every man for himself. No, because in the situation that we are in, it's better we unite and try to fight this thing together through educating the population. What I would like, and I have been sharing what people say to me, and you have a lot of people coming on and bashing me for sharing what people are sharing, are the information people are sharing. You don't understand that we need to map this thing. We as a people need to map this thing so that we can put people on guard. Because if people in Westmoreland say, oh, that they are Bull Bay, it not there nowhere else, then they are not as vigilant as if them here say, boy, 2 cases they have hospital, which is what we're hearing. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to put people on their guards. That's what every other country is doing. They're telling you where the cases are so that you can prepare you can do what you're supposed to do. You can keep your antennas up, be vigilant. And that is what we want right now. We want people to remember to wash them hands. We want people to remember to sanitize. We want people to remember to wear masks if they're coughing, even if it's not COVID. You understand? If you're going to be in contact with sick people, wear a mask. Just be extra cautious. Now is the time to practice caution, right? And we need that. That's why education is so important. Let me see what y'all are saying. Outbreak, boy, Clover saying she was watching Outbreak. Outbreak come out a long time. I remember that movie. All right, so Jacinta is saying not all schools are closed. Heart Trust is still in operation. University College is closed. Why Heart Trust? No, but Heart is not supposed to be open. Heart passed them place. If Heart is open, that means something is wrong, because the minister said all public schools, the prime minister said all public schools are supposed to be closed, and Heart is a public school. And anybody who is watching who can contact the minister or somebody, let them know that Heart is in breach of the rules, because right now there is a ban on any public gathering over 50 people, which includes schools. You understand? So Heart passed them place. You understand? I'm just reading through your comments quickly. Did I get to check on the Apple Leaf? Not yet, my dear. 14,000 people under quarantine there. Where is that? Minister in taxi. Him do it all the time, Sharon, it's not the first time him doing it. Him do it with the bus too. And the airport is like a ghost town. I think that's another thing that they can do. But Kamala, darling, you were showing fear. It's not fear, it's caution, Paul, and that is what I don't understand with you people. When people put in a hand on a guard, you say it's fear. It's not fear. It is. I've been mapping this disease from not even February, Paul. You're way behind. I've been mapping this disease from the end of December, right? I've been mapping it and sharing it with my platform. Every Monday morning, I give a coronavirus update, right? As a matter of fact, not even just Mondays. Whenever I go on the website and I see what is being posted, I give an update, right? So it's not from February, it's from January. And whenever there is a suspected case, I'm the first to say it, because suspected case don't mean confirmed. There were suspected cases at UWI, and I reported on those suspected cases, as I'm supposed to do. We need to, what I don't understand with you political hacks on both sides too. Your one set is dead set on making sure the government look bad, and the other set is dead set on making sure that the government look good. The government is not perfect, Paul. The government is not perfect. They are going to make mistakes, right? But the government is not 100% failing either. So where they are doing something good, I'm going to commend them. And I think what was done last week in terms of getting in front of the virus once it reached here, I think that was highly commendable. I just love what was done. But at the same time, don't for 1 minute say that they're acting perfectly, because nobody is perfect. How much time you get 100% in school? Don't do that. No, sir. We need to elevate with thinking outside of politics now. Gianna, as I said, I've been looking for research on the apple, the Otaheite apple. I've not found it yet, but if you want to try it, go ahead, because I can't find, there's no literature on it, so I can't tell you. You understand? But the thing is, you see, Gianna, let me tell you, them think that this disease is going to either attack PNP or GLP. No, disease don't watch party colors, you know. Disease don't see which color you have on. It's attacking everybody. You understand? So we need to stop being stupid. And Jenna highly favored is saying, if America can't control it, Jamaica is doing fairly well. Exactly. Andrew Holness has by far acted much, much better than Donald Trump and Boris Johnson combined. Right? What he has done in basic, and you see it all over the place. Because right now, Trump was in denial. Call it say Trump was in denial. Till it lick him. You understand? So me not going to take that from him. If him doing a good job, I'm going to say he's doing a good job. If he's doing poorly, I'm going to say he's doing poorly. You understand? Come on, man. We can't be so politically blinded that we cannot admit. You understand? No, the government is making effort, but on 85%. Yes. Surely, the frontline workers need personal protective gears, right? Yes, I say 85% because he's locked down the country, right? I would also like to see him sending home non-emergency workers, like non-essential workers. So you have a lot of government workers who are administrative staff who don't need to be at work. He needs to send them home. You understand? He needs to send them home. All right. People have issues with you and still on your page. Them always do that, Jacinta. Me can't bother. You know, yesterday I was passing some churches and realized Michael is saying, Kamala, I owe you a sincere apology. I was wrong with your intentions. But I've been telling you this from day one, and every time you keep on telling me that, oh, I'm politically motivated. I was sick of how Christopherson handled dengue, and I will never apologize for my stance on how he handled dengue, right? Because he could have done so much better. If him did take charge like what is happening now, I would not have had one thing bad to say about him. Because from day one, my children were among the first wave of outbreak, my children, and I messaged them personally, right? And they told me it was endemic. And then it started spread like wildfire, and they tried to cover it up. If he had done what is being done now, I would not have anything to say about him. But as I said to you, Michael, I will give credit where credit is due. Right? If you're doing a good job, I have no problem in saying you're doing a good job. We can't put politics before everything, and that is what I've been trying to get everybody to understand. I used to be politically aligned, you know, and every time I cuss PNP, because when I was a PNP, I used to cuss them. Right? Somebody call my phone and tell me, no, I can't say that. I kid you not. But no, nobody can call my phone. Nobody can call my phone. I see a video of two women trying to blame the government for bringing corona because they bring coronavirus here. You cannot blame anybody for taking coronavirus to a country. You cannot blame the government. You cannot blame the patient herself because she didn't know, she didn't ask for it, and she did not know. You understand? You cannot blame anybody. You can only delay a pandemic so long and no more. You can't. You understand? Because at the end of the day, a pandemic is a pandemic and it is going to reach everywhere. That is why it's called a pandemic. So you just have to act as though every country in the world is going to get it. We are now at 200 and odd countries with it. How much countries them have in the world yet? Less than 300. So 2/3 of the countries in the world already have it. It's a pandemic. Right? So at the end of the day, we call up spade and move on and stop being silly. You understand? We need to stop being silly. All right. So we see a lot of comments over by YouTube. Thank you, Maslin. Yes, Maslin. Ask them to hit the thumbs up and share it as well. Hi, King and Teresa. Hi, everybody over by you. Akanaika, how you doing? And Angela. Mrs. KM, well, remember that COVID-19 asked persons their political affiliation before. It looks so. It looks so. It totally looks so, Mrs. KM. And, you know, it's just ridiculous. It's just totally ridiculous. We need to get past that. So I see Minister Tufton is saying that they've basically retrofitted UWI now because the doctors have not been pleased at UWI. I've been getting a lot of complaints, and I want you all to understand that people complain to me and people come into my inbox and people call me. Some of the people who call me, I don't even know how them get my number. Last week when the immigration officer called me, I kid you not, it's the first I was talking to this individual and I don't know how this person got my number, right? Doctors from all over have been calling me as well, right? They are scared, they are concerned. The first doctor that called me was puzzled, right? Because that doctor basically was saying that, listen, we are not prepared for this and what is happening. And I'm telling you, I have no reason to lie to you. I'm just telling you the feedback people give me, right? We're not prepared for this thing. We look like we're prepared, but we're really not. That's what the first doctor said. The second doctor was livid because that doctor was saying that they wanted to retrofit the ICU. They wanted to literally shut down the ICU and retrofit the ICU to take the patients, the COVID-19 patients, and cancer surgeries and all sorts of something. So that doctor in particular was very, very livid. Then another doctor called me, was like shaking. That doctor was very, very scared. I'm not even going to say which sex, whether it's male or female, the doctors are that called me, but that one was perturbed. You have yet another doctor who basically was exasperated. You understand that? Saying that, why is it that this information is not going out? Then you have the nurses. The nurses have been very restive as well. A lot of nurses have been contacting me because they're scared. And listen, now is the time to be reassuring healthcare workers because they are the ones who are in the belly of the beast, and I keep preaching this. Only know say me never play with them with the dengue outbreak because I think that really and truly they could have handled that better, right? But you see now, every single healthcare professional is risking his or her life with this thing. And not just their lives, but the lives of their families and loved ones that they have to go home to, right? So I want you to just stop for a minute and just absorb this. Now is not the time. Now is the time that we need to be supporting them 100%, right? Because they are scared. They are humans just like us, and they are scared. Nurses are scared. They are scared. I spoke to a janitor last week at one of the hospitals, and she had to be going into the rooms where the confirmed cases. I spoke to the lady who had to clean up after the confirmed cases. A matter of fact, let me play the voice note. I have the voice, I recorded the conversation. I'm going to play the conversation for you. She was so scared. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I recorded it. God no. All right, let me turn this up. So you say you work with Milestone?
Yeah.
I hope you can hear it.
What you were saying about the training now?
Wait, you know what? Let me play it through I'm going to play it through the speaker so that everybody can hear it. Alright, so you say you work with Milestone?
Yeah.
Alright, so what you were saying about the training now?
Oh, we're trained to clean the hospital.
Okay. You're trained to clean the hospital. All right.
Yeah. So during this virus, what is going on is only me alone. They want to go in the room, and I think it's not fair for me and my kids.
Okay. So basically, are they offering you any? So the cases that you are seeing are they the ones that have been confirmed? They want you to clean it.
Yes. They say it has to clean because it's at the hospital and it's our work. But I
Okay.
think I
Do
put
they
myself at risk.
provide you with adequate covering? I mean, mask,
Yes.
goggles.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They provide me with everything.
You get.
But I still feel threatened.
Why you feel threatened?
Because trees are, alright. What did I say now? But as tumor comes so close to the person when they're clean.
Okay. So basically, you are putting your life at risk. Are they compensating you, giving you any extra pay?
Yeah, them supposed to give me. That's what the public nurse request said. They're supposed to get her.
You're supposed to get extra pay. You're breaking up.
Okay.
Right.
The Wi-Fi go down.
I realize. So you said that they said you are getting extra pay.
Yeah.
All right, that is good. So
Yeah, when visited my mother-in-law and I spoke to her about it, and it's like my neighbor now, and now I'm gonna go over there, like buy things from her and stuff. Sometimes she normally make me do stuff for her, like go shop and stuff. So I noticed when I go over there, she's been like like scornful, like she's scorning me, like she said she don't want me in our house or whatever.
because she knows that you are working in the hospital around the patients.
Yeah.
Wow, this is sad. So basically, this is changing your whole life now because you are being ostracized by your community members.
Yeah.
What about your children?
No, them is alright with me now, but I just need some stuff for them, like sanitize and those stuff, because them always, me always advise them to wash their hands even though before the virus even come out.
Right.
But I just want some necessary stuff for them right now.
Okay, I understand. So basically, you are scared right now. You're working up there and you're scared.
Yes, I'm very scared because yesterday I was at the inn to just walk off the job because of how I feel. And when I look back and said, I can't do that because if I leave the work, I'm not for my kids because I'm going to take care of my kids. Basically, take care of my kids just by myself. I don't have any help with them.
Okay. Okay, so you basically have to stay put right now. So if you get sick, what is your contingency plan if you get sick? Because it is a possibility given everything that is happening.
That's true. That is the next thing again. That's why I look back on it and I say, what will basically happen if me forget sick and I'm me and the breadwinner of my family. Because even my mother there.
So you take care of your mother as well?
Yeah, my mother there.
But you do know that she, as an older person, is at risk for killing her if she gets it though.
Yes, I know.
So what do you do in terms of before you go home? You wear overall at work, like a plastic overall, like a hazmat kind of overall, where you're totally covered before you go into these rooms where the patients are?
Hello?
Yes, I'm asking you if you, how do you protect her from from basically what could happen to you? Because I'm asking you if you are adequately covered when you're at work. You cover up in terms of they give you covering.
Yes, yes. And when I reach home, I'll take off my clothes outside and put it in a pan to store because I can't carry the stuff inside my home.
Okay.
Like my working clothes.
Okay,
So I'm
very good.
just use it. Yeah.
Very good. Well, I can only pray for you and hope that I can understand that you're scared. I just hope that they adequately compensate you. I'll definitely share your story. Um, I really don't know what to say. I just hope because at the end of the day, you are the real heroes. You know, you are the people who put your lives on the line every day.
Yes,
and it's gonna get worse. Yeah. So kudos to you. All the best. I just hope for the best where you're concerned. And we need to educate your neighbors, the people in your community, that they're to appreciate what you are doing because if they should get sick, you are the same one who has to look after them.
That's true.
Alright, so all the best, my dear. Take care.
Alright, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
Okay.
Right, so that is a janitor that I spoke to last week. You know, I didn't even remember to upload these voice notes because I basically was talking to her on speakerphone on the phone. I told her I was going to record the conversation and I used another device to record it. But the workers are just as scared as everybody else. So we need to appreciate. We need to have some human compassion. Just listen to her. Just think of you if you were in that position. Listen, man to man is so unjust. Now you have them saying them not carry nurses. Nurses, hospital must run without nurse. Oh my God. Give me a minute. I see people calling me all from, hello, can I call you back? I'm live. Yes, I'm live. I have to call you back.
Oh, Miss Kamala, how can I text you the number for the account for the LP?
Oh, okay. My WhatsApp number is 4574572. Get it from Caron. Sorry about that. I want to call our guest now. You see how much missed call I have? Jeez, yo. All right. I'm gonna call the guest now. And our guest is from Bull Bay, right? She's in the quarantine zone, so we'll just want to hear from her what's going on out there. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, Kamala.
You ready for me now?
Yeah.
All right. So, listeners and viewers and subscribers, we are joined by a resident of Bull Bay, Anne-Marie. So, thanks for coming on to talk to us about what's going on in Bull Bay, my dear. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Kamala.
All right.
Thank you to everyone listening.
What is the mood out there now? What's happening?
The general mood is somewhat very panicking, not so sure, lacking information, a clear sense of direction, or even an understanding as to what the quarantine really means.
Okay, so nobody has taken the time out to address the citizens. What about passing out pamphlets, anything at all to give you information, any method of mass communication?
There is no method of mass communication that is having any impact on the community. Persons have to just be taking their own personal responsibility as to gather information as best as possible and to understand it for your own self. There is the perception of a quarantine. I'm not so sure what is a medical quarantine because as it is to me and to everybody else, it is more representing a state of emergency.
Okay, so basically you're seeing checkpoints.
Right.
So in terms...
But I also observe that persons are still able to come to the bus stop and take buses.
So buses are still running through Bull Bay right now?
Well, I've seen persons at the bus stop and they did take taxi, and you might not see buses vying the Bulby route as used to, but certainly persons are traversing the route safely from their home in 7 miles and 8 miles as I speak.
So people from 7 miles and 8 miles are still being allowed to leave the community?
Yes, I know, and that's what I'm saying. We don't understand what a medical quarantine means.
What I want to know, are they going house to house and checking people in the area?
There are some spaces that the attention is being given. So I would say there are cluster of spaces within the 7 mile and 8 mile area that the focus is on. It's not the general house to house check and investigation and contact tracing. That's not what is happening.
Okay, so they have not established that. It's just a presence. So they have not established Okay. So there is no established like a distance or radius where people can cross, because how I know medical quarantines normally work. If whichever movie you watch, you know that people cannot understand.
Right.
So when looking on the outside, I would have thought that it would have been locked off.
That's what I thought. And I'm sure you have taxi operators who live within the quarantine space who are still able to come out and work.
Oh boy.
So I think there ought to be a little clearer understanding. Is it a medical quarantine, or we're just keeping persons, limiting movement? What it is. When we're not able to have clear, concise information, people are not able to access the risk properly.
And I'd really love
If you don't,
Go ahead.
If you don't have adequate information, the assessment of even your own self-assessment is not good.
This is very, very disturbing. Because, if people can still move in and out of the community, then a quarantine is all for naught, because basically what we are seeing with the transmission is that quite a number of contacts with patient 0 have contracted the disease, So
I know.
We would think that if they're quarantining the place, they would quarantine it properly. I thank you so much for giving me the information on that, because, as I said, perception is a hell of a thing. And all we can do is call out on the authorities to get this right, Get it right.
This is a virus, has no color. There's no time for politicking, because we're all going to suffer if we don't get it right together.
Exactly.
Give accurate and concise information for persons to have a better understanding. We have too many things happening and we're not sure what is the right information. We need trusted information. There's too many things going on out there. We heard that children won't be affected. Now we heard that children will be affected. So we don't know.
Children can get the virus, but they just don't get very sick with it. So to them, it's just like a regular little cold or cough or whatever. But the children are the ones who are spreading it. You understand? So we have to lock the children down.
So there are cluster of persons, extend across Bulby, not just in 7 mile and 8 mile, who have been to the funeral and who will not speak now because
they're afraid.
Discrimination has gone into the whole mix of things.
And I realized that somebody sent me information about this funeral, and the funeral was for that of Miss Margaret Clark, an elderly woman who died in the community, where I think it was patient 0's grandmother. And she was a well-known and loved figure in the community, and her funeral was widely attended, right? Now, the thing is, if this is the case, then, because what I realize is that all social media images of this funeral, everything has been scrubbed from the internet. So that, to me, the government should have used those pictures. You understand? And started from there to start locking down and tracing the contacts. You understand what I mean?
I'm telling you, it is important that people start feeling some amount of comfort and reassurance from government giving accurate information as to what is COVID-19. How do we contract? Anybody is at risk.
Exactly.
You know, what is the mode of calling and contact tracing? We're not seeing anything clear in that regard. We're not seeing it.
And that is the thing where I would have given the government a thumbs down for the beginning, in the beginning with the education, to basically provide all the information, you know, because I've given them thumbs up for a lot of things that they've done, but I also have a few thumbs down, and that is one of the things where they could have, because this fear and panic now that is happening, that we see.
A preparation plan, the government, they say they are prepared, but a preparation plan would include training of our frontline responders.
Yeah, indeed.
And it is clear that did not happen.
Yeah. Everybody running around like headless chickens now.
Exactly. So if you said we are prepared and our workers, our first line responders are not, then it is clear that we really don't understand what is a state of emergency.
So basically there is no difference between that and a state of emergency.
To me, because
I'm going to drive through. I'm going to do it.
Meaning that if this person in the area wants to be with you, the army is responsible.
Exactly. They are supposed to provide food, everything. Yeah, that you're quite right.
So when I don't see that happening, I don't take the quarantine seriously. And if I don't take it seriously, it means that the government is not serious about the quarantine.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing what is happening out there with me. I'm definitely going to come out and drill down and see. Just for first hand, I will.
All right.
All right. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we're hearing from... All right. So we're just hearing from Anne-Marie, who is out there in Bull Bay. And I just want you to get feedback of exactly what is happening. So you hear it. I don't want to be the one to tell you. I want you to hear it from a resident who is actually in the community. She lives in, I think she lives in right in smack in the middle of the area. So she should know. You understand? So let me see what y'all are saying. All right, Kamala, any update on the first two victims? All right, so based on the update on the first two victims, Brown Eyes, we are hearing that they are asymptomatic now. I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to discuss the first two victims. All right, so you know I mapped this thing on. Let me show you the updates before I go into that. All right, so this is where we are at now. The world figure is 173,285 cases with 6,668 deaths and 77,789 recovered, 88,000 active cases. And if we look at the serious or critically ill, that number is now down to a comfortable 7%, which is very good news. It means that there are less critically ill people. So what this is saying to me is that in terms of the critically ill numbers around the world, it is better than what was in China. We heard the theory for that already, that there are two strains, and the deadly strain is actually what was in China, and our strain outside is not as bad. All right, but people are still dying. Of course, look at Italy. So now when we go down into the countries, we see that China, even though they've slowed down, they're still having more cases. They had 36 new cases yesterday and 14 new deaths. Italy, for once, didn't have any more new cases. They are now at a total of 24,747. Thank God they didn't have any more new deaths. They are now at 1,800 deaths. I mean, Italy is going on really, really bad. You understand? If you look at Iran is boy, some of these countries are really, really doing terribly. Look at the death in Iran, 124 new deaths. You understand? So if you look now, Europe is the epicenter of COVID-19. But USA is also growing exponentially because USA is now at 3,400 and they had a total of 130 odd new cases. And they had more deaths as well. You understand? If you're looking at the deaths, right? But let's look on the other side at Jamaica. You will see that this side, Worldometer, the coronavirus watch, they have a total of 2 people as being recovered. Now, our government has not announced that these people are recovered. It is on this site, and well, this site has not been updated because we now know that there are 15 cases. All right? They say that the first 2 cases have recovered. Now, for me, I've been tracking this thing from day one, and people, you see people talk about, I like to spread fear. I like to be informed, right? I take these things seriously because I basically I track these things, right? This is not the only thing I'm tracking. I'm also tracking that outbreak of locusts all over Africa and parts of Asia, right? But this right now, I've been tracking from day one, right? I watch everything there is to watch about it. I watch all the microbiological features of this disease. And what I can tell you is that for a person to be considered recovered from COVID-19, they must have done 2 negative tests within 48 hours, consecutive negative tests. So if I do a throat swab and there is no coronavirus, it's actually 2 swabs they do, a throat swab and a nasal swab. Because what they say is that the virus attacks the lungs and works its way up. All right? So if you don't have any in your throat and your nasal cavity, it means that you are clear. Then they are going to test it again in another 48 hours to see if it is still clear. If them test it in 48 hours and you have it, you are not recovered. You understand? And if them test it again in another 48 hours after that, and if it clear, them still have to test you 48 hours time. So I don't know how we could have they could have been posted in recovered as yet, if just by being asymptomatic. Because remember now, in the incubation period, they are still asymptomatic. I hope you're following what I'm saying. They are still asymptomatic in the incubation period. Right? I don't know. I hear the CMO talking about unless they have symptoms, they can't spread it. That is absolutely wrong. Right? Absolute. And I'm not a doctor, but I have no problem calling her out on that. Because we don't have to be a doctor to do our own research. Right? And we have seen time and time again that this virus spreads in asymptomatic people. In the incubation phase, before I know I am sick, if I have the virus and I'm there growing the virus, I can still spread it. Right? And it's the same thing for when you become asymptomatic. After you get sick and you get better, you can still spread it. So because these 2 people are asymptomatic, it does not mean they are recovered. It means they are recovering. You understand what I'm saying? And we need to be careful. We need to be careful. All right? It has also been reported that many who have recovered show permanent damage to the lung. And you're absolutely right, Shelley. Permanent lung damage because the type of pneumonia that is associated with COVID-19 is called interstitial pneumonia, right? And sometimes it causes permanent scarring and damage to the lung tissue. So Shelley is totally right. You understand? All right. So Kamala, it was just reported that many persons dying in Italy are under the age of 60. Yes. And, I see people saying all sorts of things about we're not supposed to take it seriously because it's not killing a lot of people. There are a lot of risk factors with COVID-19, and the scientists don't know themselves, right? We don't know why in Italy, for instance, the death rate is so high as opposed to in other places. China's death rate was relatively high as well. You understand? But Italy is taking the cake. And the thing with the Italians is that it's not just the old people dying in Italy. It's from 40 and older. I was watching a video on YouTube with an Italian doctor talking about it. And he says that it's 40 and over it killing. You understand? Mostly male. I don't know why. The bottom line is, if you think that we are not at risk, bear in mind that a third of the population, the adult population of Jamaica, is hypertensive. You don't even have to take my word for it. Just go and do your own research. because we're talking about this thing like it cannot harm us. When so many Jamaican people are living with these comorbidities, I said it in my last video. Lots of Jamaicans are hypertensive. Lots of Jamaicans smoke. And I tell you, it doesn't matter what you're smoking. It is the smoke that is the problem. Not whether it's nicotinic smoke or the smoke of marijuana. It's the smoke that is the risk factor. Right? So we have a lot of smokers. We have a lot of asthmatics. We have a lot of hypertensive. We have a lot of diabetics. We have a lot of cancer survivors. We have a lot of people with autoimmune diseases. Right? We have people here who have comorbidities. So if you think that because you personally don't have any comorbidity, it don't mean your sister or your brother go and get it and dead. Think again. And you have 30-year-old hypertensives in Jamaica. My son is 20 and him have bad asthma. You understand? So I don't want to hear we talking about like, oh, it can't reach us. We always have these delusions of grandeur. That's what I notice. You understand? We just need to be extra careful. We need to protect ourselves. So wow, YouTube going on, man. It seems like it's over Facebook. Kamala reading comments only. No, I'm over here, my darling. See me here? Teresa, it was a bad move to put the lady picture on social media. It really was a bad move. You understand? And because of that, it just caused it. I don't know who did it. I think that is why they pulled down the pictures from the websites. But the bottom line is, it really set them up. It really set them up. But they seem to know who the patient one is. That's the one from US, that the second confirmed case. And apparently she has some connection to Kingston 20. And they're also being stigmatized. You understand? All right. So good morning, everyone. It's 15 cases now in Jamaica. 1 in Mandeville Hospital isolation. Yes, Dr. Mayor, we're at 15. We're at 15 now. Is it that we're just hearing the theoretical plans but no practical enforcement? I was worried about this. Kaneka, my sister works at a hotel and 2 Italian guests came down with it. They have them in quarantine. I heard somebody called me this morning about that, Kaneka. Somebody called me about that this morning. But the thing is, the person, what I'm hearing is that they are they are being quarantined by the hotel management who are in contact with the authorities, and they are not symptomatic. They are in quarantine because they are Italians. That's what I was told. You understand? It's not just because it's not that they are sick, it's because they are Italians and we have travel restrictions that once Italians or any of those other countries, people from UK, the English, whoever coming from any of those areas, they have to be quarantined. You understand? So that is basically what is going on. You understand? All right. So we have other news to talk about. All right, let me read this. Kamala, we don't get along. You got some good points. Yes, Sheldon, most of we don't get along because everybody is about politics. I'm telling you already, so me not about politics, you know. Me about Jamaica. Me think turn up over politics now. Me not really in the politics thing again. We need to focus as a people. We need to focus. There's a time and place for everything under the sun. My grandmother taught me that. There is a time and place for everything under the sun. All right? Now, there is something that disturbed me that I saw on the internet, and I'm very happy that Mayor Williams, Mayor of Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation, KSAMC, the municipality, he took the time to address it. Now, this person over by Twitter, who calls himself or herself the Don, put this up. I can't imagine what Jamaica would be like right now if this Kettle lady was still Prime Minister. I wonder how she would have handled this. And Delroy Williams, who is the mayor, he actually had up 2 posts. He shared it in one post and basically admonished the person, chastised the person. But this one stood out. We must always remind our supporters and followers that we are Jamaicans first. Teach us true respect for all, even political opponents. This is very important. This is very important. And I don't know why this person thought it would be okay to refer to the former prime minister as a skittle. I don't know where these people come from, but it just goes to show you how dunceness persists in our country. And when me complain and telling us that the people them dunce, no cost me, no. But the people them dunce. The people them dunce. This dunceness caused this. We cannot be so politically affiliated that we can't see the big picture. Because if the government fail, all our way are going to get it. Right now, if the government fail, enough of we are going dead. So, right now, just forget about the politics part of it. Stop coming on Facebook and social media every day and trying to turn this thing in a political thing. Now, we did have a few murders that happened even through all of this. The good thing is that it has gone down, but it has still happened. The first case is, I don't have any images, but there was a lady in Portmore. There was a voice note being circulated. There was a lady in Portmore who was killed. I don't even remember who sent me that voice note. I would have played for her. But, is who did send me that voice note there again. It was going around all over the place, but she was killed on, I think either Tuesday or Wednesday. That lady was killed. But, yesterday the body of businessman Roger Chang was found with stab wounds in Portland, in Windsor Forest, Portland. Roger Chang is from New Kingston. He is a businessman, a well-known businessman, Jamaican Chinese, and he is known as the father of our female race car driver, Natasha Chang. And he had been missing for basically a day. Apparently he left to go to Portland with a female companion, and his body was found in Portland. I don't know the backstory, but just condolences to his family. The woman is still, has still not been located by the authorities. But, boy, condolences to Natasha and family, as well as everybody else who is involved with Mr. Chang, his business colleagues, his associates, everybody. This is just so sad. I don't know. Even during all of this adversity, we still find time to be committing crimes. Oh God. No. This story continues to break my heart. Jasmine Dean, this week, there was a hoax on social media that she had been found. Boy. And I know that a lot of bloggers on social media, when they share information, they're really and truly trying to help. You understand? And me not go cuss nobody because me a blogger too. And all of us as bloggers, we have to try to work together. Me is one of them bloggers that when me no fight against any other blogger. Right? I make mistakes sometimes. We all make mistakes sometimes. I spoke to Mr. Dean. I've been in dialogue with Mr. Dean from day one. I might not share the dialogue, but I talked to him because I want to hear firsthand the information. And when I talk to him, it basically gives me perspective outside of what is happening. So she has not been found, and the hunt is still on for her. It's just so sad. Whichever way it goes, the family needs closure because this man is really suffering. This other young lady from Merle Grove, I can't remember her. You see, she has not even been in the limelight so much. Her name is Walters. I think it's Chanel Walters. She has still not been found either. You understand? So we still have missing people out there. And boy, these cases just break my heart. They absolutely break my heart. They break my heart. No, we can go back to discussing. We still have a few minutes left. We can go back to discussing COVID-19. All right. So I'm just gonna give you a breakdown of where I'm hearing that you have suspected or confirmed cases. We heard about up in Clarendon. I can't remember, Goshen, I think that's the name of the place. We heard that has been one area. We hear about, of course, everybody knows Bull Bay. We're also hearing about Sav, right? Sav Lamar. There were 2 suspected cases. I don't know if they are among the confirmed, a woman and a child, and they've been transferred to Cornwall Regional Hospital. Also, the thing with Kingston 20, I have a video to play. I forget, I don't upload it yet because it was time to start, but I think I probably can let you hear the audio. I'm going to let you hear the audio. All right, let me just find the audio for you and play it, and then and this is from the counselor of the Huenden division, and he basically there is a quarantine house in Pembroke Hall, and this is what he was addressing.
Good night, residents of Pembroke Hall and the Huenden division by extension. This is your counselor, Andrew Harris. I'm here tonight trying to just calm some fears and, put the panic into rest. We have a family in Pembroke Hall that has been quarantined by law. They're observing all the laws as it relates to quarantine. They have not violated as such. I'm asking you please to stop and just dispel from spreading those dangerous rumors that are being spread on the family. Right? The mother, she has not made contact with her daughter since she arrived in the island. So there's no way she could have, got the COVID-19 virus.
All right, so apparently this is the mother of patient 1, the second patient that came in. All right, who apparently lives in the Pembroke Hall area, and this is the same thing that I keep talking about. People don't know, it's just the fear of the unknown. And just think about what Anne-Marie said in the discussion. Anne-Marie basically was saying that, listen, the people don't know, and this is what we need to encourage we need to encourage the minister, the authorities to step up on the education. I will do my part over here now. Every day I commit to putting up some posts to educate you about COVID-19, and all I can ask is that you share it. Right? That is all I can ask. I just ask you to share the information, because at the end of the day, we all have to protect each other. And the more it spread, is the more people who basically can get exposed to it. None of us want this to spread. So we can't be looking out for ourselves only. We have to play our part, but we have to help other people to play them part too. So let me see what I'm saying over here on YouTube. Me say Miss Kanaika cussing me off, say me not looking over here. See me here. All right, so no new comments over on YouTube. Let me see what we're saying on Facebook. Is the politics mess up everything? They don't want to listen when you were talking about the virus. Exactly. Even see Paul Distant and something there now talking about I was spreading fear. There was a time, when they actually sent their trolls to attack my post about it, I keep saying I have been preaching about this thing from day one, and they turn it into politics when I wasn't making it political. Because as I keep saying, imagine when the first case come, people actually came on my page and said I must be happy now because I've been talking about it for so long and been spreading all of this fear just by trying to educate people about this disease. Right? People think it's just about washing your hands and practicing hygiene, personal hygiene. No, it's about educating people about what is the disease mechanism, how it's spread, right? What does it do? Most people don't know that this disease spreads when there are no symptoms. So you could be sitting beside somebody in the bus and they have COVID-19 and you would never know because the person has no symptoms, because it takes 14 days. The incubation period, as a matter of fact, according to the Chinese authorities right now, incubation is up to 21 days. So somebody can be incubating this virus inside of them for 21 days and them not know say they have it. And you can't blame that person, because if I don't know I have it, how are you going to blame me for spreading something that I didn't even know I had? You understand? I don't know if I come in contact with somebody who have it. I wouldn't know because I could have come in contact with somebody. This is how it gets way in Germany, you know. Let me explain to you how COVID-19 reached Germany. A Chinese businesswoman went to Germany, totally asymptomatic, had a meeting with some German people, right? That was the index case, a Chinese businesswoman. Patient 1, she gave it to patient 1 who had no symptoms, right? She never had any symptoms until she gone back to China. So she got Germany and go back to China, and that is when she started displaying symptoms. I'm lying. The German case 1 had symptoms. He had mild symptoms. He barely got sick, and he did not know it was COVID-19 and spread it to 5 other people because he was so mildly ill. Him did sick for about 2 or so days that he thought it was the flu or something like that. And then she never had any symptoms, so him never knows him catch nothing from her. And him go work, go spread it. You understand what I'm saying? So there are very well people out there all over the place who come in contact with these people inadvertently. Some of them people there at the funeral was when them probably goodly have it and don't know yet. You understand? Because we just don't know. So right now we have to basically, we have to keep just assume that everybody is a possible case. So we have to practice hygiene, right? If you never practice hygiene and social distancing means turn in your yard. Start go a road at night time and play domino like certain people who are going to remain nameless. My father, yeah. But yeah, stop go a road at night time and play domino. Go to your yard, right? Stop, go a bar, go drink. Go on in your yard because you don't know when people have it. You really and truly don't know who come into contact with who and don't know so them have it. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm sorry I say I have to be preaching, but this is just the truth. We need to not make this thing about no petty politics. It has to be about education and where the government is falling down. We need to be able to point it out without being accused of praying for the government to fail. You understand? Because a failed government puts all of us at risk. We don't want Andrew Holness to fail. As a matter of fact, all we need to pray for Andrew Holness and Christopherson right now so them get it right. We need to say a prayer. We need to say a prayer for all of the healthcare workers. God give them strength so them get this thing right. Because anybody who fail right now, it has implications for all of us. So, Sebastian, please lock back the room door. You understand what I'm saying? And you're making too much noise behind me. The noise. My children, bear with me. I don't normally do this when my children are home. But of course, everybody is at home now. So I don't have a choice. Sorry about that. Okay. Connie is saying she hopes the whole Jamaica. Thank you, Connie. Thank you very much. The Chinese, Sophia is saying that the Chinese are handling it better now with alternative measures. Marcia, thank you as well. Thank you, everybody. Morning, Shanafi. Now, listen to me. I saw a video. I don't know how I forget to share this video, you know. And me laugh at me have this wholesale that I go to all the time with some Chinese people run it. And they're my friends. Right? I go there all the time. But these are 2 Chinese people that is a mother and son. But me love them. God know. They are so funny. They're hilarious. And yesterday, there was this video that was circulating with a wholesale. It was clearly a wholesale and they had the grill locked. And the Chinese woman had on a mask and gloves and she had a thermal scanner and she was scanning the Jamaican person who wanted to clearly go in and buy something. And the video is on my page. I'm sorry I never uploaded it so no could have seen it. But it was so funny. I say, look on the other, no, liberty come through carelessness, you know. Liberty come through carelessness. Like I said to you, I am not xenophobic and I have nothing against Chinese people, but it is so ironic that it's these people the disease come from. And now look how them come at Jamaica and I treat we. Jesus Christ. Me glad enough because when me go my little wholesale yesterday, my daughter asked me if I go buy gel for her. And when me go the little wholesale yesterday, them never have on no gloves, them never have on no Nothing like that. But they were cautious. They had their sanitizer. You understand? And we were talking, we were jovial. One of the customer them was jokingly said, boy, Lou, may I go shoot you because you or something. It was joking. It was a joke. You understand? Because we are all friends. It's a small wholesale in a community wholesale and we're all friends. You understand? So we just laugh and joke about it. You understand? So I said to him, boy, you can't trouble Lou because when it starts spread, him never over there eating a rat bat. We were joking. The point is that the Chinese are now being cautious. You understand? But as Mr. Liberty come through carelessness, they are now, and I just found that situation so ironic. The irony of it just. I hope the irony hit you as it did hit me. The bottom line though, as I've been saying, family, we need to get this thing right. Right? We need to get it right. Alright, so me come back here now, YouTube. Thank you, Maslin. Maslin, you saw the video. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Maslin, for encouraging everybody to like and share the video. I just can only hope that people will take heed to my warnings. Right? Take heed to my warnings. Remember that if there is something that I want to leave with you when you watch this video, is that COVID-19's incubation period. The incubation period of a disease is that period where the disease is inside you, taking over your cells, but it don't take over enough cells yet to make you sick, because it have to take over a certain number of cells before you start showing symptoms. So if it reach and it attach, if it go down, all right. So let us say I touch my table. Work with me now. I touch my table. My table have COVID-19 on it. Right? Somebody before, up to 9 days ago, because it lives on surfaces up to 9 days, and this is why it is important for you to clean your car, clean your steering wheel, inside your car, outside your car, every single doorknob, every handle for everything, your cupboards, wipe them down. So let all surfaces, try and clean all surfaces. So let's say I touch my table and I got the virus on my hand now, and inadvertently I rub my nose, right? That virus could have been on that table for 9 days. So if I go into a restaurant to buy food and I lean on the counter, follow me, work with me, I lean on the counter, right? Them never wipe the counter, good. And somebody was in there probably a day before and they were sick, and they would not have known that they were sick, right? Follow me. And them did put them hands on the counter and them let off the virus. And me lean on the counter and get the virus on my hand, and me go run, my nose a tickle me and me go rub the nose now. The virus goes into my nose, right? It take time and it travel down. It pass my nose, it go through because it doesn't affect up here. The difference between the flu or the common cold is also a different coronavirus. 2 coronaviruses cause the common cold. But let us say now, the difference between it and the cold, the flu, is that the flu would have attached to up here, so receptors in the throat and the nasopharynx, upper respiratory tract. This year one year no business with the up here, so it's traveling down. It's traveling down. So it takes, now this is why it takes so long to incubate, because it has to pass through everything. And it go down until it reach down in the lungs. And this is because every virus cell has different, it's like a lock and key system. Right? It's like a lock and key system. So the key that is on the virus doesn't fit into any of the cells. Let us say the cells have the lock, right? And none of those locks in any of the cells up here fit it. So it can't attach to nothing up here. So until it reaches down into the lungs. And then you have a specific type of cell in the lungs called the ACE2 receptor cells. All right? So now those are the cells that this virus fits into. All right? So it have to make all the long travel, all the way down. Probably that take a couple of days. We don't know. You understand? Hours to days. And then when it reach down in this now, it have to go into the cell. Now it is an RNA. It's an RNA virus. You have most of you don't know the different. Like you have DNA, RNA. Basically, they're how it's how the virus synthesizes. So this one is not a DNA virus; it's a RNA virus, right? So it replicates inside the cell, and then the cell sends out the RNA of the virus, and that it basically creates new cells because for a virus has to attack a cell and go inside the cell, take over the cell, so that it changed the cell now from producing what it was supposed to be producing originally, and it now produces other COVID-19 virus, SARS-CoV-2 virus. I hope you're following me. I hope I'm not being too technical. I did very well in microbiology in school. Okay, so I hope you're following me. So when it comes out now, it have to know there has to be a build-up for you to start being symptomatic. You understand? But when you cough, you are clearing everything from down here up. So when it is down there, it come up, right? If you're not symptomatic, because listen, sneezing is not necessarily a symptom, but people sneeze every day for whatever reasons. You might walk past something and it tickle your nose and you sneeze. You blow everything from the bottom of your lungs come right out, whether you have symptoms or not. You understand? That virus come before you get symptomatic, it's all over. You understand? Because by the time it starts affecting your whole system, for you to start developing that fever and feeling sick, your immune system don't give up the fight already, because your immune system get overwhelmed. That whole process takes 14 to 21 days. During that process, people can still give it to other people. You understand what I'm saying? That is what makes this virus so tricky. And you have to understand and appreciate this. So right now, the best thing you can do is wipe yourself clean at all times. Listen, let me tell you something. You know good old carbolic soap? Remember carbolic soap? Get some carbolic soap. Me see people are run down Lysol. Lysol where it used to be $800 a tin and it reached 1,500 and 2,000 a tin now. We don't forget good old carbolic soap and go ham to bleach and Dettol and Savlon and them something there. Why you have to everybody a run down Lysol tin? No, it doesn't have to be Lysol. You understand? And I figured out the toilet paper thing, I figured out the toilet paper because we've been puzzling and asking why is it that everybody is hoarding toilet paper. Let me tell you why. Because if you're quarantined and you have no toilet paper, think about it. If you have no toilet paper and you need toilet paper for whatever bodily functions you need to do, and you can't get no toilet paper, dog name your supper. Take it from me. So, yeah, that is why people hoard in toilet paper. All right. Not buying nothing from no one. Dr. Mia, that is it. But people still buying food. You understand? People still buying food. People still doing these things. It's so hard to tell people to not do these things and to lock down. It's hard, honestly, because people have to make money. We're in such a... Boy, the situation is dire because the economy, and that is something I wanted to talk about before I go. Me totally get it. The economy is coming to a grinding halt. JPS now ease up, courts now ease up, water commission now ease up, the landlord now ease up, NHT now ease up, the bank them now ease up, everybody want them money. You understand? So we are in a precarious situation where bills, as for JPS, where the bills have to be paid and a lot of people are self-employed, and as the economy grinds to a halt, people not going to be making as much money. So it's rough out there. You understand? Because me and my mother have one piece of work because she decides that she have to work because she have to pay her staff. So she said she have to work, and me and her are battling at it, and I said, no, you can't go out. And she said she might not be able to go out every day, but she have to go out. You understand? Yes, Maslin, that is the truth about the toilet paper. Me figure it out, man. Me figure it out. And me figure out the toilet paper thing. But the impact on the economy is something that we have to consider as well. You understand? when people can't go out to work, when people can't earn, when people not buying food from the restaurants, when the hairdresser them not get nobody to do hair. And I mean, we also have to think about people who have to go to work when the children are now home because all the schools are closed. You understand? One thing I forgot to mention is that my past couple church, we still keep church yesterday. Church people, please, my beg you no, comply no man. I know that you think through divine intervention, this thing will not spread to you. But I'm just asking you, I'm just reminding you that God is not stupid. And Him know that you are a devoted Christian, even if you do not get to go to church for a few Sundays because there is a pandemic, a deadly pandemic. Please, may I beg you, just comply. Please. If there is supposed to be no mass gatherings of more than 50 people, you cannot be holding a church service under tent with hundreds of people all day long. It don't make no sense. It doesn't make any sense. And this is the problem that I'm having. I also had other reports. People were complaining that, parties still a keep, dance still a keep. Listen, if we don't deal with it as a people, I mean, come on, people, let's get this right. Let us get this right. Right? Let us stop being selfish. Let us understand that it's going to take the effort of every single one of us to get this thing right. We can't be so selfish that we think, first of all, you have people out there who cussing. Me see coach a cuss say champs get cancelled. People are cuss say carnival get cancelled. Listen to me, them something they're the least. Next year is there, you know. 1 year without champs and carnival will not kill a soul. Coronavirus can kill hundreds of people. We can't be so selfish that we are thinking about ourselves and our immediate needs before the needs of others. Yeah, all the time. No, sir. As a people, we need to do better than that. All right? So, just work with me, as I say, and let us spread the information. Let us spread the information. Does the government have emergency funds to help large companies which can help the citizens with their bills? I don't know, you know. And another thing we need to think about, the indigent. I was talking to my good friend this morning, who is Pastor Caron Gordon, and I'm actually about to post up on my page about her. She has a charity called Helping Hands, and she raised a serious concern this morning. The elderly people who live alone, who normally rely on others to carry things to them, food items and toiletries and things like that. What's going to happen to them? You understand? The people who have nobody to assist them, the indigent on the road. We have to think about those people. You know, some provisions have to be made for them. Some provisions have to be made for them, because if there are no provisions made for them, dog, nyam, we suffer, literally. You understand? So we have to find a way. We have to get this right. Any suggestion that you have, and you don't want to share it yourself, or any reports or concerns, please remember you can drop it in my inbox, or you can WhatsApp me on 4574572. I have no problem sharing the information, as knowledge is power. And I never ever disclose my sources, ever. Anybody who know me knows that I don't kiss and tell. All right? You need to study about commerce and contract and how to handle your own affairs. I think everyone who get the virus get enough to cry out to God for complete healing, but people are living in denial, running up and down and taking all precautions. If we don't start cry out to God, then we are in serious trouble. With talking about this virus like God is dead. People who don't wake up, the nation is under warning. Be that as it may, Rose Robinson, God gave us a brain to think. All right, and I'm very practical. I'm the most practical person you can think about. God made us this, gave us this critical part of our brain called the frontal cortex, which no other animal has. Sebastian, no other animal has the frontal cortex, and he gave us that because he gave us the ability to think for ourselves, right? And if for one day you cannot go to church, it doesn't mean you're less of a Christian. And we can still go on our knees in the privacy and comfort of our own homes with social distancing and cry out to God. We can still go online and connect. You have Zoom meeting. Some of the church them can use Zoom meeting and go to meeting, and them up there you can get up to 250 people in a group online and still conduct your service. You understand? You can still use Facebook Messenger. You can go live like me. Pastors can go live like me and have the congregants watch their service. I see Reverend Orville Manning does this he does this weekly. Right? Church, not Orville. What's his name again? It's Manning, him last name. Otis Manning. He does this all the time. You understand? Many churches go online. Let us be realistic and let us take the necessary precautions. I cannot stress enough that social distancing is so important. And social distancing means keep yourself to yourself and turn in your yard. If you don't have to be on the road, don't go on the road. Please. Right? This is for the safety of all of us. Right? These party promoters and the people need to take this virus serious. Exactly. You understand? Me not think we take it serious enough. You understand? Oh boy. All right. The government, Jamaica is saying the government better find that emergency funds because them down there are about millions of taxpayer money. Well, I hear Nigel Clark announce in Parliament that they put aside $7 billion to deal with coronavirus. Here, the government, all whose water cut off, they give them back. Well, I want to tell you, say, that would be a good idea, but, that's in Netherlands. That's good. Okay. So, Maslin over on YouTube is saying that in the Netherlands, government, all whose water was cut off, they turn on back the water. Yeah, because really and truly, we need people to practice good hygiene. So if the water is off, people can practice good hygiene. That's very good. And that is very proactive by the Netherlands. I hope the right people are listening to this live so they can hear the suggestions coming in. Exactly, Lorna. Lorna is saying God is everywhere. He is in us. Exactly. You understand? God is not in some of these money-hungry church pastors. Then they would not get their 10% tithe. And probably that is it. I don't know. I am not going to be bashing any pastor, but I am saying people need to take their own, them health in their own hands. Tana your yard. We're dealing with something that is growing in numbers and it is growing exponentially. The last point I want to make before I go, because we are now the time up now is 10:30. The general rule of thumb, and this is not just with COVID-19, this is with all infectious diseases. The general rule of thumb that is normally followed is that where one case is reported as confirmed, it is assumed that there are 10 other cases out there. So there's this 1 in 10 ratio. So what I'm saying is that if there are 15 confirmed cases, it means that probably there are about 150 cases. Just think about what happened with dengue, where you hear about this confirmed number, but then the actual number was way, way more than that. It's the same thing. And it's not the same thing with them saying in China that even though the Chinese authorities only reporting that there are about 80,000 cases, whatever, there is actually probably about 800,000 cases. It's just a general rule of thumb because the authorities can, and this is nobody's fault, the authorities cannot catch every single case to test and put it in the data as a confirmed case. As I say, you goodly have people out there who don't even know so them have it, them think them just have a regular cold, but it's COVID-19 them have. And them get it from the weirdest way. But the general rule of thumb is that there are 10 times, and this is not a Jamaican standard, this is a worldwide standard. Before anybody come eat off my head and say I'm spreading no propaganda or no fake news or no fear mongering, it's a general worldwide rule of thumb, right? There's a 1 in 10 rule. So we just need to bear this in mind as we go forward. That even though you have X amount of confirmed cases, chances are once community spread has been established, And I want to see the breakdown when this new press conference, when them actually break down the numbers in these new confirmed cases. I want to examine the data to see if we have already established community transmission, because we know that there is local transmission already. And let me just explain to you the different types of transmissions before I go. Imported transmission, meaning somebody come to Jamaica with it. Local transmission, the person who, the index case or the index cases, come to Jamaica and give it to one person or whatever. A community transmitted case is defined as somebody who has not had any contact with any person who came in on a flight and they have the disease and they cannot trace back to where them get it. Meaning say them catch it and them don't know how them catch it, but them have it. And that is community transmission. So once there is established community transmission, it means that it's everywhere, because you don't know who transmitting it anymore because of how the disease is. Anyway, that is it for me for today. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you. Let me play back the bujo. And I like the bujo. I was wondering if this was really bujo or it was a bujo. You know, bujo have some sound alike, right? So I was wondering if it was a bujo sound alike. But when I googled it, it really was bujo. Bujo came up with that Corona song. Corona look me but me no want her. Alright. So remember everybody on YouTube. I'm also on Facebook. Let me just put up my information. Facebook, remember all of you, subscribe. Not subscribe, follow me on IG. I'm soon find a way to get this in IG live as well. I would love to go live on IG too. But subscribe, remember to share the video. Share the video on YouTube for me, please. My YouTube massive. Facebook, share the video, like it and share it. Remember to check out the website, rightmango.club. Remember, we have the group, Club Right Mango. So thank you everybody for a great program. I really enjoyed today's program. We'll talk next week. No, Thursday we have Healing You Naturally. Alright, take care. Bye.